Welcome everybody to this edition of Attention Talk Video. I'm your host, ADHD and Attention Coach Jeff Copper. I'm here to talk about what I call the science of similar. Before we get into the content, I want to make everyone aware of children and adults with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, better known as CHAD. They provide science-based and science-informed information on their website at 𝐂𝐎𝐏𝐿.org. Also, you can catch our sister station, Attention Talk Radio, at AttentionTalkVideo.com. So this particular video was spawned by a comment by one of our loyal listeners on Attention Talk Video, and they were reviewing a video. It doesn't really matter what the topic was, but they were looking for like a table or something in order for them to find some information on themselves, as if I could prescribe the answer. And I think a lot of people look at ADHD as, hey, what's the answer? And one of the things that I've learned over the years is if you're going to really work with yourself, you've got to observe yourself, because we're all different. And I want to give an example of how normal is not always normal. So real quickly, I have asthma. In 1980, I was struggling, went into Washington, D.C. and did a stress test, or an EKG and a stress test with the doctor who used to be the Washington Redskins stuff at the time. No big deal, but school was like an hour away. So they did my EKG and I drive back to school, and the school nurse is standing on the front steps when I'm walking in, insisting that she take me to the hospital. It was a bit peculiar. I go and they basically said I was fine. And that happened several other times past that. So in 1998, I had to go to the doctor and I was having an issue, and he wanted to do an EKG, and I explained, hey, you're going to want to take me to the hospital with this, but I'm fine. Like, just trust me. And sure enough, he did an EKG and he gets the results, and he comes in with his keys. Like, I got to take you to the hospital. And I said, I told you that there's nothing wrong with me. And he said, well, this is an issue. And he let me drive myself to the hospital. Well, upon my arrival, I walk in. It's a busy day that day. Apparently, I don't know, there's people in beds outside the room, but there was a room waiting for me when I arrived. And I was there, and they were doing some tests, and finally a cardiologist walked in, and I said, hey, this has been happening for years. What the hell's going on? He said, well, when you do an EKG, Jeff, your EKG actually looks like you're having a heart attack while the EKG is going on. He said, the thing about that is that's your normal. It's abnormal for everybody else, but that is your normal. And I got to tell you something, there's a lot of this in the ADD world. If you search Attention Talk Video punk rock, you can get a video of Roberto Olivardia, and his normal is when he writes, he's got to have punk rock music kind of playing, and he reads 7 times faster when he's riding a subway. Or David Gork, if you search Attention Talk Video, obvious solutions, he's somebody who rocks in a rocking chair singing his notes to like she'll be coming around the mountain of come. These are normal for them. And I'm sharing this video because all too often we think I'm just like that guy. In fact, I've coached many people before where I'm coaching them and I forbid them from reading anything else or going anywhere because they spend so much time trying to be like somebody or something that they've read that they're not observant of themselves. And so I'm really trying to inspire you is if the obvious solutions aren't working for you, maybe you should look inwardly. A little bit more than this video can handle or time, but I have found that people with ADHD do things instinctively. Like, you have a lot of things that you do that are compensatory strategies that you're not recognizing. And again, I wish I could explain that in a little bit more detail, but the point of this video is to say, if you have ADHD, it comes down to self-awareness. It comes down to being able to witness your normal, which might be abnormal for everybody else, which there's nothing wrong with that. You just got to embrace it. So I hope this is giving you pause to think. I know everybody wants the answer. Just give me that tip and I can kind of go on about your business. But I got to tell you, I coach 8 hours a day, 4 days a week. And if there was a tip, trick, or strategy that would work 100%, I would have given it to you by now. So anyway, hope this insight helps you think. I hope it gives you permission to focus on doing it your way. Please subscribe to our channel if you're new by hitting the subscribe button, and share some thoughts, particularly if you have an abnormal that's normal for you. I'd love to hear about it. So with that, I hope you've enjoyed this edition of Attention Talk Video. Take care.